Techies and scientists, welcome to the channel. This is another day of live stream. So, as you can see, I'm making a few changes here and there, slowly but surely. Hopefully, it's not too much, and that my computer will be able to handle all that pressure and all those changes. All right, let's dive in quickly into the thing. So, we'll have the topics scrolling up on top. So we'll be talking about the economic calendar, seasonal tendencies. We'll take a look maybe at the market bias. And then after that, we'll kind of like we'll make a few executions and then we'll see how things pan out. So far, I've been looking at the market. Even though I made a couple trade, I'm not too thrilled about how it's been going. It doesn't seem like it's giving me like a decisive price one way or the other. It seems like it's going up and down and sideways. But you know what? We're traders, so that's what we do. We also and we try to make it happen. All right, so I did drop a video about what my projection about what I think will happen this week, and let's take a quick look at that. Let's see here. Let me change that and let me know if you can hear me clearly. Give me a 5x5. Send me a message on the channel so I can hear you. So I can make sure you can hear me. I'm double checking myself. Okay. Because I don't wanna keep talking and then is hearing me. Definitely do not want that. Let's see. And it seems like it's when I always go live, that's when there's always some issues, either with YouTube or there's an overall issue with the system somewhere. Like everything just go glitchy. I guess they don't like me when I go live. Alright, so what I'm doing right now is kind of like review some of the prognostication that I provided on Sunday before the market opened, and then try to see, whether we're accurate or not. Did I overshoot? Did I undershoot? I definitely think I undershoot, but we have to wait and see. I think I can hear myself. All right, so I think yeah, so I think I'm coming in live and clear. Okay, so if this thing can be a little bit lenient on me right now and kind of like change, I'm trying to change the time frame from a minute to daily because this is what I've pretty much been looking right now. So right now, this green dot that you're seeing, this is a gap on the daily. And as you can see, yesterday when market opened, kind of like dig into it really quickly and use it as a support. Trade through half of it, went up, use the half of it as support, and then keep grinding higher. And once it get close to that high or the top of that gap, it quickly punches up, and it's been kind of like going sideways throughout the London session. I mean, if I was trading London, I would definitely would not want to be trading that chop right there. So it's a real chop. Okay. I mean, even my phone is slow, and my phone is not even related to the live stream. So there's something going on. And I have two phones, and both of them are just weird. Okay, so I know it's not just my computer. It might be something going on. I remember about 2 weeks ago, I think the whole was it Verizon went down right around the time when I started live streaming. So what a coincidence. So this is where we are right now. So I'll just talk about that in a little bit. So let's take a look at the economic calendar. I think one other thing that I failed to mention on on the weekly review video that I drop on Sunday is that there is going to be what's that? Let me refresh that. It looks like yep, this is good. So we have a jobless claim at 8:30. We have a PPI at 8:30 as well on Friday. So today we do have FOMC at 2. So to me, right now at this point, I am not going to trade. I'm not even gonna trade, not even for the entertainment of it, because right now, what's going on? They're just grinding everybody up and down, and that's what they did this morning. So the reason why you're seeing the market is behaving and acting the way it is because first of all we have FOMC coming up at 2. That's when you'll see a lot of wild price actions, and then later on, like around 4:15 p.m., so we will have Meta. I believe it was Meta, Tesla, and Microsoft. They'll be making the quarterly earning announcement later on today around 4 p.m. That will be very wild as well. And then tomorrow we have Apple. Okay, so that's what we have going on this week. I thought I saw there will be unemployment, but I think I probably was looking at the wrong thing. Actually, I was. So there's the unemployment claim. So these are just the claim, not non-farm payroll. Okay, so that's that. My bad. So we do have the PPI on Friday. Um, you may get surprised. There might be a lot going on there. So we'll have to wait and see on that. So that's the economic calendar. Let's take a look at the seasonal tendencies. Okay, let's see where we had. Yeah, and so the thing is, when I drop those videos and then it kind of edited, so all these things that I'm moving to, you don't get to see those. So live streaming and re-recording something and then have it cut out the parts where I have to go to screens. Even if you see me doing that on the edited video, there's still a lot of editing that was done before that. So that's what's going on there. So what did we see here? What I mentioned on Sunday is that let me see if I can get a closer look. Yeah, so what I did mention on Sunday is that price may end up opening, and let me see what did we open today? Let's see what day is this on the 26th. I did mention that price may end up dropping a little bit. If it's going to drop, it's gonna drop as low up to that swing high here. So did not even get a chance to do that. So it did drop, but not significantly as low as I wanted to. Not to 25,563, but it did drop low enough. Okay. And then I mentioned that it's just going to spike up. Um, like right around Wednesday, 2 p.m. So that scenario did not end up playing out. It looks like the market opened on Sunday, dropped to the level that I thought it was going to drop. I thought it was going to drop to those levels on, I'll say maybe on Wednesday or maybe from Monday to Tuesday, but it did drop there a lot quicker than I thought. And it start riling from there. So the difference between looking at the chart and this is you don't see the wick. You don't see the wick and the big drop when it open on Sunday and it gap down. You don't get the luxury to see that. But if I move into like a bar chart, and then you'll be able to see that there was a drop. Okay. So today this could be one of the scenarios. So when I'm looking at it, they've been taking it up, and then now they're pushing it down, and then around 2 p.m. what may end up happening, they're gonna ram it back up again. So, or it could be around 2 p.m. you have price start going up, and then right around 2:30 p.m. and then it goes back down again, and then at 4 p.m. they'll rally it back up. So it's like a seesaw. pretty much what you saw like around 9:30 a.m. today. Okay, so that's the seasonal tendency. So it seems like the seasonal tendency is just doing its thing at this point. Let's just take a deep dive into, let's see here. So this level right here. What I wanted to do is to drop this to a daily chart so I can show you the level. There it goes, coming. Alright, so that's that. Come on, man. So yeah, so when, I mean, let me take a closer look. So this is the green, that green ball you are looking at. This is the gap between the high on November 3rd. I mean the low on November 3rd and the high on November 5th. Okay, so that's November 5th and that is November 3rd. So that's the low of November 3rd and the high of November 5th. And then there is this particular quote unquote gap you called there, and then you kind of like extended it out. What you've been seeing over since November is just that it get close to it, drop, close to it, drop, not even close, not even close, and then drop, and then now it pierces through it a little bit. So it seems like it clear out those relatively cool high here, or very close to it, like really close, but did not really clear it out. What I wanted to see actually was price to go sideways for a little bit. It will trace, it'll take its time to drop, maybe drop to 25,463, and then right around 2 p.m. today, and then it'll start rallying up, and then by the time we get to 4 p.m. today, and then it really shoot up. I mean, that's the scenario I was anticipating to see, but that's not what we saw happen, right? So it was completely different. So with that being said, this is why I always say you let Monday and Tuesday pass by, and then like right around Wednesday, that's when you kind of like formulate your idea on how to make a trade. So with that, so Sunday, I think that was Sunday. Yep. So Sunday open. So it opens here at a 25,585. It really gapped down, like it was a big gap down, because on Friday the market closed at 25,540, and then it got lower and opened up at wait, am I wrong for saying that? Nah, I think I'm wrong. Okay, no. So price closed at 25,738 on Friday, and then on Sunday the market opened down, gap down. I knew I said it wrong. Gap down and opened at 25,585. Okay, I'm glad I catch myself and correct myself. And then it wick down. So when we're looking at the seasonal tendency, you don't see that wick. It's looking at, I believe it's looking at the close. So that's why you see it was just a straight line up. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So you gotta know your graphs. So this graph here is looking at the close of day. So that's why it looks like it shoot straight up. Okay? But when you're looking at this, it didn't shoot straight up. Okay? It closed up, but it didn't shoot straight up. So it was a lot of back and forth. It opened on Sunday, dropped really quickly to the area that I thought it would, overshoots it by a lot, and did not get close to that, and then start riding back up since then. And if my prognostication is any true, or any truth to it, I'm thinking it's probably gonna keep dropping somewhere near 25,956. But we'll have to wait and see. I mean, it's just slowly grinding down, and I'm looking at my other screen. It's just slowly grinding down to I think to that level. Either it's gonna stop at, let me see, what's the high on this one. 26,045, or it's gonna stop at 25,956. So we have to wait for that. So that's what's going on the daily. So what is our bias for today? So I think it's just retracing lower to go back. How much lower is going to retrace to? It's anybody's guess. I mean, there's a big area right here. There's a big gap here from, I believe it was January 16 all the way until January 20th. Okay, so there's a big gap here. So price may end up coming back down here and kind of like rebalance a little bit, but I don't think so because it already rebalanced here. So I'm curious to see where it's going to drop to. So there's a lot of breakers here. So you have a low and a lower low. Let's see if there's a fall breaker on the left hand side. Yeah, that's not a bird. That's more like a mitigation. So there's a potential area where price may just come down here and then spend a little bit of time around 25,956 and then start going back up. Alrighty. Alright, let's take a deeper dive into the 1 minute chart to see what's going on here, what happened, what we can make work here. So this is what I'm saying. So price is steadily grinding down. So I took a couple trade earlier this morning. I had my high side set on that the bias was bullish, and that was on the precedent that okay, so price has been dropping. Well, it's been going up. When you went up, now that's a big price up around 1 a.m. Very close to the open of the London session. So in that particular area here, like at 1:01 a.m., this is the time where I would drop down into like a 15 seconds chart and then try to see what potential area where price may drop into. So that one candle is just gonna it was gonna just break it down and then try to see which area that will reach to. But most of the time when you have a big candle like this, I usually split it in half and then try to see what price action is doing around that half. Okay, let me see if I can get over to that area right there. And I promise I will drop to a 15 seconds chart so you can see essentially what I'm talking about. Alright, so what I'll do, take my fib. So to me, when I see this, this is a bullish case scenario. Okay, so the entire candle, I'll split it in half without even knowing what's going on the right hand side. Okay. Maybe it will make sense to see if I do this, kind of like reverse it a little bit, and it doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be good enough. But perfection is good. All right. So support, breakthrough, went back up, break lower, 70% retracement right here. And if I was up in London doing that, I'll probably would enter around that area here. Yeah, because you got that big up candle, boom, right here, and then big up candle like this here. So I would definitively enter that particular area right there. Okay. All right. So now this is that one candle. So let's take a look at what happened around open, the New York open. Let's see what happened. Price straight through, boom. Once it trade to below that level here, which is at 25,245, it was murder she wrote, and then right up, clear out those highs here. Failed to clear out those highs because now at this point, if price couldn't muster the strength to clear out those highs here, which is at 26,327, then I said, okay, lower is gonna go. Then it start punching lower, and it's going lower and lower. Now you might take a look at this and say, well, it keeps going lower, maybe it's bearish. Don't think like that, because it's just going to retrace to a certain level, more than likely on the daily, on the weekly, and then start going back up. So I would probably start engaging price if you really, really, really like. If it's really itching you, yes, I would probably start engaging price like around 130. But if I were you, I would really wait around 245. That's when you're gonna know the true direction where the market is gonna go. Yes. So I know with trading is nothing fun. It's a lot of sitting around and waiting around, but unfortunately, that's the nature of the beast. If you if you don't wanna get wrecked, then you're gonna have to be careful. All right, so let me just drop this into a 15 seconds chart, and we are going to take a look at this area right here, which is 1:01 a.m. Okay, just right before London, and I'll kind of give you a clue in about why sometimes I like to drop it to 15 seconds, and then bear with me. It's gonna take a while. Yeah, so I'm trying to create like a different formats to make things visually pleasing. So I kind of like put a topic on the top, scrolling on the top, and then I have like a stock ticker symbols at the bottom, and then like on the upper right hand corner on your side, you should be able to see some of the trades that I've taken, whether it's good or bad. So you get to see it live on what's going on, and then you'll be able to see the changes in price, and then you can see that I trade the micro. More comfortable with that. I mean, I do trade the mini, but I mean, I'll have to see that the market is really, really performing. All right, so is that the 15 seconds? I feel like that does not look like a 15-second chart. Yeah, it is because I put the top of the fib on the body, and that body is gone. So as you can see, in less than 15 seconds, you have one bar candle. Like that was just one, one shot. You know what's gonna be interesting? Let's take this down to a 1 second to see how fast this thing move. For kicks and giggles, let's just play around, have fun. See, like how long did it take for that bar to manifest itself? That is if it has enough bandwidth, enough area to show me that. 1 second chart, yo. Yeah, most people say it looks like noise. Beg to differ. So now we're down to 1 second chart, guys. Well, I think that was yesterday's. Oh, just passed it. Man. Sheesh. I mean, goodness grief. Like that one at around 1 a.m. I mean, if you get caught on the wrong side of this, I mean, damn. I mean, hopefully your stop loss works. Yeah, I would not want to be on the side of that, on the wrong side of this. Oh my lord. And guys, yes, we are looking at a 1 second chart. So I'm dropping it down to 1 second to show you how vicious that was. Okay. Vicious. 1 a.m. exactly. Yeah, I want to make sure I make this screen as big as possible. So those were the bodies on the 1 minute. Okay. That was the bodies. So in the 1 second chart, in 1 second, it traveled from 26, 245, 75. Ah, no way. To 275. 30 points in 1 second. I want you to think about that. 30 points in 1 second. Not 30 ticks. 30 points. 30 points times 4 ticks. 120 ticks. For people who trade what you call that, forex. 120 ticks. But if you're on the right side of that, jeez, yeah, you make your money. Like it's almost as if like you just you just knob a place or something. I don't want to say the word because YouTube is sensitive, but it's just like you walk into the bank and then you just walk out. Yikes. So that's a 1 second chart, and I like to break it down like this to show you the power of having a stop loss. If you are caught on the wrong side of this, is to show you like how much you can make in a very short amount of time. I mean, you don't see anything else after that. Well, that was fun. Let's take a look at the 15-second chart. Alright, let me take it back there one more time. And I promise I will get out of this. Out of this. Okay, so I just wanna. So this may not be a good example because I mean that candle travels so much in so little time. So when you're looking at this, it creates this relative equal lows, and you have an order block and a gap. Price went up, trade into it, failed to get lower, bullish case scenario. And the same thing here. Trade above, come back, break this level here, and drop back into it again. Maybe I need to draw it. It'll make more sense. But it's already drawn. Like you see that gray line, that gray area right there. Price trade above it like this. So what I would do is wait for price to drop back into it again, which kind of got back into it pretty quick, and then drove back up. At the end of the day here, we see price move like this, you have to assume that price is bullish. You have, other than that, you have to assume that unless it drop really quickly much lower, you have to assume that it's gonna go higher and higher. And when it doesn't go higher and higher like this, like it did here, guess what it does? You have these choppy days. It takes its time. It grind you out like this. So that's a 15-second chart, and I am going to get out of that. I do not stay in the second chart forever, in the 15-second chart forever. I get into it, get the information that I need, and then I'm out. I may have another screen open, taking a look at it, but I don't trade at all the time. So let's take a look at that to see if we got a possible reversal. Okay, so why I'm saying this could be a possible reversal is price been dropping, and we have a big up candle here, but it's not decisive enough for me to say, oh, it is bullish. Okay, and it's around noon. So usually around lunchtime, if you see a lot of price action, meaning you see a lot of highs, a lot of lows, like a big high, a big low, like price is very spiking, like it will just go all the way up and then come very near these. there's a high possibility. It's predicting that there'll be a lot of volatility, like around FOMC or 4:15 p.m., which is kind of aligned, right, to what we're talking about. Expect a lot of volatility today. So taking a look at this, so what do I do here? So do stand by? Do you wait? I don't see anything decisiveness that says it's going back up. I would like it to clear out above this high here and then come back down, and I will probably enter this area right there. Now I know what you're thinking. You may clear out this high here and then keep going lower and lower. Yeah, well, it's possible. That's why I have stop loss. If you're going to a battle, I mean, are you gonna wear armor? Yes, wear armor. Will the bullet pierce through it? Sure, you can, or you may not, and it may stop the blow. Okay, so that's why we have stop loss. And mine is already automatically preset right here. So it'll be like it'll take a partial at 50 points, and then not take and at 100 point it'll be like the final stop. So to me, so if I enter, let's see, in this area right here, 26,124. So I want to be able to clear out at 26,224, which is around that area right there, which would not be a bad trade. 100 points, 50 points half the way. Yeah, like this is, yeah, I don't like this when it's doing this. There's no very little animation. I mean, I can partake in it, but I feel like it's gonna take too long. It's gonna grind me out. There's gonna be a lot of wicks, and I'm experienced enough to know not to participate in this. Not even for practice. I'll make an annotation. I'll take a look at it, but I'm good. Yeah, and then I had my pound of flesh earlier this morning, as you can see on the upper right hand corner of the screen, and I don't want to give back any gains that I made today. So I'm being very cautious on how to enter. Mm-hmm. Yeah, unfortunately, this is how it pans out. This is kind of like slow moving. It's lunchtime. You may start seeing a couple movement, maybe like around 12:29, but we'll have to wait and see. All right, so let's make those times work for us. 11:45. Get into the low. Get into that one. So I kind of missed that. It's not too late to get in though. I'm kind of highlighting my kill zones here. So price trade above this. So if we have an opportunity where price may either come back into this one or this one, I'll take a trade. What are my areas of entry? Yeah, so when you see me posting videos of when I take trade, it's a lot of careful thinking and planning and see the opportunities pan out. And sometimes I get it wrong, but it's just all being patient and sit down and wait. and wait for things to pan out. And sometimes it may never end up panning out, or sometimes it pans out and then I'm being too indecisive, quote unquote, being indecisive. And then by the time I'm trying to decide to get in, and then the move just take off. But that's okay. It's just like a bus station. One leave, another one will come. I ain't worried about. I never worry about missing a move. So there's a potential area for reversal. It seems like it's going back into the daily gap. Let's see. Yeah, looks like it's going back in there. Did not get close to the 2645 that I mentioned earlier. Maybe it'll get back there. All right, so it seems like, yeah, it seems like my Streamlab is stable. It seems like everything is working fine. Yeah, I think I figured it out. I got sound, I got visual. Perfect. Now, every now and then I'm checking to make sure. Okay. It looks like it's about to leave the kill zone timeline. Uh, I would love to get in here. You know what? Let me make sure it gets in here. It's a better area to get in. That's the boring part of trading. You just gotta wait and wait some more. So, did it clear out this high? It seems like it kind of did. See, deny me. But when you're gonna jump into it, it's gonna smash into it and go a lot lower than I want. Come on, man. All right, give me a second here. I'll be back. So yeah, this is kind of like what happened here. I wanted Price to get into the body of the order block, but I have a funny feeling he will do this one right here. He'll probably get into that high probability fair value gap, just dig into it a little bit, and then go up. Price can still reject and go lower from this point. So you never know. So yeah, I missed my entry here at the 26 124. So to me, the next best entry was this area. Now you may ask why this area, and this is one of the little small tips that I will drop here. And if you happen to be watching that live stream or on the replay, good for you. So whenever you see a gap like this, okay, a gap where there's this low here. So let me make sure I can make it bigger. Nah, I cannot make it much bigger, can I? Okay, big enough. So whenever there's a gap here, and then there's a wick behind it, or in front of it, or if there's a wick when you look back, both behind and in front of it, there's a high probability that price is gonna come back into that fair value gap, which is why I call it high probability fair value gap. Doesn't happen all the time, but when it happens, it's a good feeling to see that price may come back into it. Okay. Um, it's that. Let me give you a small. I'm gonna take a small break. I'll be back. And this is the funny things with trading. So looking at it, you thought you get into a good area. It seemed like it was a good area, and then reverse on you. Part of the plan. So This is one of those things. I thought it will probably trade higher and then maybe trade into that gap at the very least. And it seems like it did not even trade there. So price may be coming heavy on the downside. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's going to go back up at this point if that's what it does. And let's see here. Not to twill about that. Yeah, sometimes it looks like it's gonna give you what you want and it denies it. Alright, I wanna come back to this to kind of show you also why it's turning around. And yeah, I'm not catching the break, do I? So I want you to pay attention to the line below. It's gone now. So here's the $1 million question. If you know you're wrong, you're on the wrong side of things, what do? You can always hit the reverse button, but at this point it's so low. Will reverse work? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe it's retracing lower to go higher. We don't know. Okay, so we'll have to wait and see. So it seems like it still wants to respect that gap here. Conventional wisdom will tell me, okay, try the stop loss higher. But the thing is, what may end up happening, it may end up wick into my stop loss and then start going higher. I've seen worse have happened before. Yeah, did I mention earlier, like around 12:05, there could be a little bit of price action coming around 12:29? Yeah, well, we may start seeing that in a minute here, whether it's against me or for me. So we may start seeing a little bit of a knee-jerk reaction here, like around 12:29, 12:30. Have to wait and see. I want price to trade above that wick here, which is 26,130. If you can trade above that, I know it's bullish. If not, I may have to think about killing the trade altogether. All right, 12:29. Here we go. Okay, let's see what it does from here. So you may end up going and touch the top of that wick and then drop lower. If that's the case, yeah, I don't want to lose that much. So to me, this is the area I'm looking at right now, and then this is kind of like a if then statement. This is kind of like how I approach it, the trade. I know earlier I mentioned I don't want to trail my stop loss too tight, but for this one, I have to. Yeah, that area right there, whichever way is gonna go out, that's where it's gonna lead. So what may end up happening, he may end up going much lower than this. And if it stopped me out, and that's okay too, I'll just get back in there and ride it up again. See that area? Highly contested. And that wick, like why? What's going on there? Yeah, it looks like it's gonna go lower. Oh, ding, 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 ding. Where's the color? That's not what I want. Did you change it? The outline. That's what I want. See, this is why I said I didn't want to participate on any trade before before 245. It's for shit like this. Excuse my French. I mean, I know this is what it's gonna do. It'll frustrate you. It'll spend a lot of time there. So within that yellow or gold box, this is the contested area. Either way it goes. So far I'm a drawdown of $81, which is not a big deal in the grand scheme of things. But hey, $81 can take you out for a good steak. You know what I mean? So I have wait and see. And the reason why I trail is so uptight is because if it's gonna go down, I don't want it to take me down with a big loss. I just want to mitigate the minimize the loss, not mitigate it. But because it seems like it's on the heavy side. Why? It's because it dropped precipitously against me here. And as you can see, it's flirting on my stop loss. And once it hit my stop loss, I'm just gonna wait and see. There you go. Okay? That doesn't mean I'll automatically go short, but I just want to know what's going on here. Did it clear out these lows here to go higher? Or is it gonna still be on the heavy side to go much lower? So 113 bucks lost. Now imagine if the stop was way down here, it would have been like 250 or something. So it's not bad. So what do I do? Wait. Wait and see what it's gonna do. Because what may end up happening if I go short from here, it may clear out these lows and then yank me back up again. Okay, so it's too low to short, but it may end up going lower as well. So when you are conflicted with two ideas like this, it's best like you stay out of it. So we'll wait and see what it does and that. So in order for me to re-engage it to go higher, I needed to trade higher than this. Okay, it needs to get higher than that, and it's probably gonna pause and near around, and so that's when I'll get in. Like this one right here doesn't phase me at all. I know it's a pump fake. I want to sustain move higher. Then when it gets around there, it'll probably take some pause. And what I mean by one, they'll talk about 129 and 125, 129. This area, it'll take a lot of pause. But as you can see, if I went long, it's a problem. If I go short, it's a problem. Stay out of it. Take a quick break. We'll be right back. Yeah, it was a nice little entry here, which is why sometimes I'm so quick to take a partial because it's just finical. Alright, so what do we see here? Looks like it's making an attempt to go higher. Price is gonna touch that gap right here. Oh, dang. Ain't meant to do that. Let's see, put that one right here. Now, if I suffer another loss, it's not the end of the world. I just know I have to wait for a better situation to get in. And I'm doing all this is because I'm live streaming. I mean, what else I'll be showing? I can talk about all the theories, but if I don't push the buttons, doesn't mean anything to you, right? Me, if I wasn't live streaming, I would have just walked away. I'll just wait until 2:45, see what pans out, and I would not do any of that. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah. I mean, I already know that's what it's going to do, and it's gonna keep doing this all the way until 2 p.m. It's just gonna play around, fuck around, yen around, and you're not gonna have any true direction of where it's going. And then every now and then it's gonna go in a one particular direction, make you think like, oh, maybe the market is coming back, and it's gonna sharply pull back. That's just what this thing does. I mean, normally when it does this, it gets so close to a low, and then pull back up, and then make another low, and then start going back up. There's a high probability it's gonna keep going higher, but he has a mountain to cover from here, man. I mean, he has to get above this high here, which is not a high probability. Yes, that high is not a high probability that it will get there. But if it needs to get there, we have to move aggressively. Like it has to be like an aggressive move, like we saw at the 1:01 a.m. open. Like it's pops, or just a couple candles, and then it just get there, and then it retraces. To me, let's see here. Should I keep it there, or should I just get a partial from here? Yeah, I would personally would want to get a partial at 161. To be honest with you, even at 154, if I don't see like a very aggressive move, if I see just like it's sluggish, it's not gonna get there. It'll probably get as high as 142 and roll back lower. Yeah, when you see it was popping up, it kind of give you hope that it was gonna get there. Yeah, buddy, I know all the tricks. But at the same time, at this level, smart money is more than likely accumulating. Like for example, if you start seeing higher lows and then you see a lot of wick and then it's just higher, 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 and then price at one point just punch, that was smart money accumulating. Hmm? Let me take a look to see if that works well. Like I remember when I first started trading, whatever that price action is doing there used to really get on my nerves. I mean, it still does, but now I know at least what it's doing. But before that, I didn't know. I just felt like it was just jerking me off and yanking me around. So that's that. Let me see if it gives me a possibility of a green scenario where I can take a partial and then recover my loss or quote unquote lost. Yeah, it'll need to muster a lot of strength to get there because we do have a breaker here. So high, low, higher, high, and I believe that's where it'll probably get here and then do some pullback. And this is probably where I'm gonna try to get my partial because I'm not really trusting what's going on here. Yeah, man, I hate to say it. I just it's boring. It's boring stuff. It's not that much excitement. I mean, the only thing I'm trying to make it exciting is have the numbers are going up and down on that upper right hand corner of the screen. But there's not much I can do here. I mean, unless you want to see 32,000 or 3,200 or 320, I mean, what difference does it make? I mean, dollar amount is moving up and down. Whether it's 17 bucks or 170 or 1,700. I mean, if you want to see $1,700, even if I make $1,700, it's not gonna go in your pocket. But what I want you to follow is the process, the model, right? And to see what works and what doesn't work. Okay, we'll try that. We'll try that particular area. It failed. Why did it fail? So you know next time you document it, so you know next time not to make that mistake again. So that's all that is. You know what I mean? So I said in this particular area here, it was gonna go up, and then if it fails, it's just gonna go much lower. And as you can see, it did go lower and stop me out. And now it's trying to muster the strength to go back up. So I mean, I guess before 1250 is just trying to see if he can go do one last hoorah. But I don't know, man. I mean, that is a lot to get over. That is a lot of mountains to get over. No, the side of the mountain doesn't look too good. I mean, I think to me when I'm looking at it, it's probably far easier for it to just go much lower. And the only reason why I'm not short is because I'm looking at the setup. It seems like it's set up for a reversal. Yeah, it didn't even get to the bearish breaker at all. I mean, that's how weak that thing is. You know what I'm gonna do, man? I'm just gonna get my partial, and if it gets there, it gets there. Yeah, and that's the funny thing part. You could just sit here, and then it's just you see big green candle, and then it goes straight up, and then you're looking at it, you're like, what? Yeah. And then all your arrays, all your little auto blocks you see you that your setup's gonna prevent price from going higher. It just break all of it. Is that a bad thing? No, I mean it's just all. It's a confirmation that you're on the wrong side. That you need to switch side. So to me, so far it doesn't tell me that I'm on the wrong side right now. Reason why is because it went low, made a lower low, went back up, returned into that gap right here. Instead of me getting there, I should have waited to get in there, get in sync, and price went up, went lower again, and then now it's been just grinding, slowly grinding, accumulating to go higher. So to me, that's why I'm saying it is a setup. That's just a reversal setup. But my thing is, and that's the $1 million question, like why? Like it created this bearish order block here. Like it's making it easier. It's making it harder for it to go higher. Maybe it's on purpose. Maybe this is what you call what's the word I'm looking for? Time distortion. Just for it to just keep going back and forth and back and forth. And if you're not certain about which way it's gonna go, then you're gonna keep either reversing or keep collecting those losses. It's gonna grind your account out, and it doesn't take much for you to get blown out. I mean, a couple of these, one down there, can get you blown out of your account. To me, I would rather find 100 setup consistently and then trading with a micro rather than just gambling and then just put like 15 minis and then you sweating bullets because I've done it before and it doesn't work. The real moments that it worked, it's just like, man, you know you got lucky. I know I got lucky and I know I can replicate it. But this, I can replicate this. It gives me hundreds of opportunities to get it right. You know what I mean? So because it's two micros. It's not much. I don't gain much, but I have the potential to gain much. If I let this baby ride to this level here, we could be talking about 250. That with my earlier losses. So that's what I'm saying. For this consistent setup, this is what you need to focus on. And then have the strength to wait and be patient. You have to be patient to find a setup, and then you have to be patient while in the trade to watch the trade pan out. Now, if the bias is bullish, to me, that area that I get in is one of the best areas to get in. Can it go back lower? I absolutely can. Why? Because I already eye out that bearish breaker here, and that gap that I was able to enter long can be used against me to go much lower again. Didn't think about that, do you? Trade below it, and then now that gap that was supposed to be bullish now is inverted into bearish. This is where you get your classic support turn resistance. And as you can see, it touched there and it paused. Look at it. Yep, touch it. Touch it right then and there. And problematic. So me, in that case, I'm not gonna go out with a loss again. I'm good. So let's just do that. It'll probably take me out with just $3. That's all good. This is all managing your trade right here at this point. And then watch it just aggressively hit my stop loss. Now you could say, why didn't I just take my partial here? Because it has a probability to go higher. Because it's fighting against going lower, it seems like. So why kill the trade prematurely? So I don't want to kill the trade prematurely. So I just say, you know what? I just don't want to go out with another big loss. So instead of a loss of 113, maybe you'll probably be a loss of 107, 105. Like, does it matter? If at some point you're managing a billion or $1 million account, yes, it matters. It absolutely matters. Now, if I had taken my partial, look at the opportunity that I missed. See that? Now, if you say if I should take a partial here, absolutely at 161, because I feel like at 161 is gonna top out. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna get my partial at 161 right there. I mean, if it goes higher, it goes higher. It's all good. So right now, here at this point, I can just close my trade and break even. I think I should, but nah. Nah, I think what I just did is good enough to just say, hey, let me see if I can get that partial right there. Because that long trade against that breaker, to me, is comforting enough that it's gonna keep going higher. That is before it drops it lower again. Come on, man. At least give me that high right there. Come on, come on, come on, man. Come on, come on. You're almost there, almost there. There you go. Now, at least I mitigate my loss to now I'm down to 42. So from 113 to now 42. So that should my stop higher. I can. So at this point, I'm just gonna let it ride. So I did prematurely. Instead of getting it at 50, I got it at 30. It's because the reason why I'm doing that is because the market is very finicky. So I'm gonna move that stop a little bit higher to gain at least 10 points. It's like a business. Just like you have, it's like you're an entrepreneur. You have a business. You're managing, you're managing your business. You're managing your losses. Whether it's $42, 420. Did I say 420? 4,200. You're managing your losses, and then you're using logic to make sure you can gauge on how to get in, how to stay in, and how to exit. And as you can see, the moment it hit that 161, what did they do? Stall, reverse, retrace, which is why I hurry up and got my partial, because there's a possibility that it will do something like this. Okay, it's not out of fear. It's just management, stop loss management. Now, if I really, really, really want to be uptight, I can trade it all the way to 140, but I don't want to do that because when it's gonna drop all the way to 135. Now you're probably looking at it like, man, you should have just closed the trade at a profit. Maybe, maybe. But from a loss of 113 to now at least 42, now I know if it come and stop me out, it's not gonna be 110. It's gonna be less than 42. It's probably gonna be like 35 or something like that. And then I live another day to fight it again. Now once price trade above this high here, let me see if I can get a little bit closer. So once price trade above this high, I'm gonna trade it all the way to 140. Oh man, I've been live streaming for 1 hour and 20. Man, I think it's time for me to close shop. Yeah, and then I don't want to trade it too tight because I'm not gonna enter such a good trade and then for it to be killed by me being overly too anxious. You know, I mean, to be honest with you, the best place to put that stop loss will probably be below this low here, which is at 119. That'll probably be the best spot to put it. To be honest with you, um, or make it break even, like around maybe above like 127 or something. So to me, if you ask any professional trader, this is too tight. Because the stool it can go straight down and knock it out. But sometimes I have my stop loss even tighter. I would have my stop loss like right around here in 140. Why 140 is because um, price got in here, went up, drop again. Looks like it was about to act as a resistance here, but shift higher, and then now it's probably gonna use that as an area for support again, which it should not break below 140. But what do I know? Sometimes I feel like this thing just hunt for your stop loss. It's a stop loss hunter. There you go. And as you can see, it got to it pretty quickly. So now $25 loss. So it's not that bad from 113 to $25. Yes, and I was profitable. I could have taken it out. I should have taken it out. but not really. So now I'm trying to see if I can re-enter, and that's the problem. This is why I said the best spot to put the stop loss is right here. Now if I have to re-enter, I have to anchor commission and all that stuff. So that's the downside of that. And the reason why I say that also, if you use your fib and then you take it from here all the way to there, yeah. So that's a deep discount to get in. That's why I said the stop loss management will have to be down here. Well, it's okay. Now, would I get back in again? Nah, 245. I will see that sucker at 245. So watch out, be careful. Um, Around 2 p.m. there will be a lot of price action, a lot of movement, and around 2:30 there will be also a lot of movement. So be on the lookout for that. Now, this particular section area is probably not, no, not the best area, like the best area for trading. Um, so it looks like the lunch session is over or almost over. Normally, the lunch session is usually pretty quiet. I was quite surprised that they kind of literally most of the strength to go that high. Um, and to me, this is indication that 2 o'clock, 2:30, 4 p.m. or 4:15 p.m. One those particular time is gonna be wild. There's gonna be a lot of movement. Now I don't know which way they are going to take it. Maybe on the low side, on the high side. But one thing I'll tell you, um, if it's gonna go low, it's gonna attack this lows here. Boop, boop, boop. 2636. Actually, you know what? 2623. So that one area I will target. Now, or at least they will target. Not me. I got nothing to do with it. So that's a low after that they can target, and obviously this is the high that they can aim for. Yep. So that would be. I usually take the bodies. 26341. Yeah, this is where the meat of the action will happen between 2621. Wait, 2623 and 26341. This is where the meat of the action will be taking place. So be careful. He may get to either side before, during, or after. But these are the levels I'll be watching out for. Either gonna trade lower on the downside, or it's gonna trade higher to this level on the high side. Now, once it gets to either one of these levels, I don't know if they're gonna keep pushing it lower or if it's going to reverse and go on the other side. But if, for example, if you see that it trade lower, like, and I let's just say what this night, now it's like 2 p.m. and it start trading lower and lower and lower, and it hit that area around 2623, and then you see that it goes like a big green candle and then it goes up, then the next target would be this particular area right here, 341. And then around 245, when it start going higher with a big candle like this is where I'll just come in and participate, which is why I wait until 245. Oh, why do you know? Remember I said this particular area is the best area to put your stop loss? See that? Got low, but not low enough to knock it out. And now it's resuming higher, or so you think. So that's that. Stop loss management. This is not my strength. Stop loss management is not one of my strengths. I'll go ahead and admit that. Um, Entries is probably my strength. Like a good entry area is probably my strength. Exit is okay. Stop loss management, not so much. Reason why is because of the volatility. It's just it's too many things going on around the world, and to me, I'd rather put my stop loss somewhere safe. I know, okay, I get out. That's it. I'm good, and I'm at peace with it. So that's that. With that being said, I think I've talked long enough. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you like. Make sure you subscribe. Stay tuned for everything else that I'll be dropping over the weekend for the rest of the week. With that being said, trade safely. Techies